Hey folks, welcome back to another Pokemon Master video. So some folks have requested for one of those updates on the you know, how much candies you want to I don't know how to word this, but like move candy, whatever, the move candy priority list, something like that, right? So yeah, let's talk about it, because we got, you know, quite a decent amount of limited pairs since we last did it, which was around anniversary, right? And I think when I last did it, like Snorlax and Blue didn't come out either. So it's like we got Snorlax, Blue, we got the Halloween units, all the special costume units, and then a bunch of units this month as well, right? The 2 Halloween units, the new Master Fair, new Poke Fair, right? So all right, let's talk about it then. So these units, we're gonna order them in terms of how, I guess, just how many candies they need, right? And then at the end, I'll just quickly move them around in terms of from left to right, which ones, you know, maybe you want to spend, you know, a bit more attention to rather than some other units, right? I mean, because, you know, both something like a Halloween Acerola and like Leer could both be at like 3 out of 5, but like you definitely want to do Leer first before Acerola, unless you really like Acerola. But yeah, generally Acerola, even though she does like need 3 out of 5. Not that good of a unit, right? So we'll first do the categorization first, and then we'll talk about, you know, which ones should have a bit more priority over others, right? Just in terms of how powerful the units are in general. All right, so starting off, let's talk about the units that are just fine at 1 out of 5. You don't really need to spend any move candy on them, right? Or whatever, right? So I'd say starting off, units like where's our boy Lance? I can't find Lance. Not this one. Although yeah, you know what? He's probably fine at 1 out of 5 too. He does have like some multipliers, which are not bad, but you know, it's not like hugely high. It's like Raging Rain 2, that's extra 20%, which again, not the worst thing in the world, but yeah, I also don't really care that much. Also, Shadow Power 5 to give him a bit of a sync new, but like stuff I just wouldn't care that much about, right? Just because like I'd just rather sync with someone else, just because like his main damage dealing move is Hyper Beam, which is special, and then like if that's the case, then you'll have to bring a unit that buffs both physical and special attack, which you can, but then you also have to bring a rain unit. Like I would just rather just bring, you know, someone buff special attack and just have someone you know, someone else do damage and or sync with EX support, right? But yeah, you could get him to more than 1 out of 5, but he generally at 1 out of 5 is fine, right? You do get, again, Shadow Power 5 at 2 out of 5, and 3 out of 5 you get the Raging Rain 2, but I don't think it's a huge deal. Speaking of other units that have rather unhelpful grids, do I just straight up not have Lance here? What? Anyways, if I do miss any, you could just look at like the last one, because I for sure have all the new ones here, but you know, generally it's not that much different from the last one, right? All right, anyways, found that lost child, brought him back. All right, the other Lance, also not extremely helpful of a grid, right? Just because his like Hyper Beam spams are already pretty powerful. You do have like some healing stuff. You got, you know, healthy healing, got some potion NPRs, but honestly, as you know, as nice as those are, if you want a healer, you should just bring a dedicated healer, right? You don't want to stop spamming Hyper Beam with Lance just to like use potions. Just use someone else who uses potions that like have better potions, right? Because his potions not that great. It's just regular potions without Master Healer and stuff. All right, so let's see who else. Gloria's the other one. There's nothing much to talk about in terms of Gloria other than her grid is just straight up bad. She just does not have a good grid at all. Like, okay, but even Blade Move Gauge Refresh too. Like, outside of that, like, it's just terrible grid. Moving on. Let's see, what else? Gardevoir, I guess? She does have, like, 1 Sync Nuke at, like, I think 3 out of 5, right? Or is it 2 out of 5? But, it kind of sucks. I mean, it's not, like, bad, but, like, yeah, you have Devastation. But who cares? Don't do Devastation. Because, 1, you need to bring another unit that debuffs your opponent's special attack. And 2, it's not that good, right? Like, she's a mega, all that stuff. Just use like just sync with your EX support, please. Just sync with your EX support. Also double down 2 as well, right? But yeah, it's not that big of a deal. None of these are fantastic by any means. So yeah, Gardevoir, not really necessary either. Her big damage is just from her like straight up hyper beams, right? Or not hyper beams, but like hit the gas, Moonblast, which is basically a fairy type hyper beam, right? Kinda, not really. It's not as strong as a hyper beam, I don't think, right? I don't know, whatever. Moving on, we'll have Annie Lily. Annie Lily is just completely fine at 1 out of 5. Doesn't have too much on her grid either, right? Like, yeah, Brain Sync, cool, right? Really easy to get, 30% multiplier, but it's not the biggest deal in the world, right? It's not like a huge multiplier or whatever. Again, there are like cool things here or there, but like none of these are a huge deal. Mass Heal, like who cares about her potions? Double Down 2, again, these are nice multipliers, but they don't make it or break it for Lily. Same thing for Steven, right? His grid also kind of similar. You got some, you got some clear sync up 9, clear sync up 5. Doesn't make him his sync that much better. Just don't sync with him unless you really want to see that Mega Rayquaza. Just don't sync with this guy, right? And then it's just like clear power up 1, which only a 10% booster is not that good of a boost. Fleet Feet is not bad. Fleet Feet is definitely not bad, but yeah, I don't think it's a huge deal to keep this guy or to use candies on this guy, unless again you really like him or whatever. Moving on. Not moving on because I didn't move him up there. The new unit, Classic Elisa and Emolga, doesn't really need that grid because third grid also not very good. You do definitely have the stuff like Max Static Shock 3, which is not extra, 30% on your on your max move, right? If they are paralyzed, which is nice, but then again, all that for just like 1 hit in the whole game, not a huge deal for me. Nuzzle, Paralysis Synergy. If you're thinking, wow, that's really good, let me remind you, Nuzzle's base power is 24 at 5 out of 5. The thing sucks, okay? Do not get fooled. Oh, 80% multipliers. No, it still sucks. You could give it 100% multipliers, and it goes from 24 to 48. Again, this is like 5 out of 5. This is not even like 1 out of 5. Like 1 out of 5 Nuzzle, 20 damage, right? Okay, you give it 100% multiplier. You give him Paralysis Synergy 4, super duper effective 4. Give him Crit Strike 2, 100% multiplier. Turns into 40 damage. Who cares? This is like really bad. No, none of these are really great. Third Shock Staggering, don't really care either. Shock Factor is not bad, but again, you already have like the full thing on your. You already have Shock Factor 9 as your passive, right? Light Screen stuff, not that great. Barricade Buddies is not bad, but again, it's not like a huge deal to really just candy her for, right? So yeah, straight up, just like there's some nice fun things here and there, but it's not that good of grid overall, unfortunately. All right, moving on to the fine at 1 out of 5, but would like 2 out of 5 units, right? Those being Donberry is one, right? Donberry, you basically have everything. You basically have everything at 1 out of 5 that you need, but 2 out of 5 does give you extra NPR and extra move gauge refresh for every single one of your moves, which is nice. Also, the first aid is not bad either, as well as healthy healing. So it's nice stuff that you get at 2 out of 5, but definitely not like necessary or whatever, right, by any means. The other one, I'd say it's probably Snorlax, right? Snorlax, you're fine at 1 out of 5 generally as well, because you do have the NPR on your trainer move at 1 out of 5, which is the most important thing. But at 2 out of 5, you do get the Rock Smash on a roll, which gives a 100% chance to debuff the opponent's defense, which is definitely really nice, right? As well as the move gauge refresh on your moves. So 2 out of 5 Snorlax is actually really, decent. 3 out of 5, you have like some other stuff as well, but I don't find any of those like a huge deal. I don't really care about his mini potions. Mini potions suck, right? So even with Master Heal, with Master Heal, it still sucks. But yeah, he's fine at 1 out of 5, but 2 out of 5 you do get the, again, guaranteed defense debuffs, which is good when you're pairing him with like physical units, right? Moving on, fine at 1 out of 5, but would like 3 out of 5. I'd say something like a Rosanto, right? Rosanto is one of those units that, you do most of your function at 1 out of 5, right? But at 3 out of 5, you do get like a lot of the hail stuff, right? Stuff like Ice Shell, Cold Front. Team Speedy Entry is pretty good as well. But again, if you do get NPRs on your all the presents. But mainly, what I do like is Shared Fortune, right? So it's like every time you use all the presents, it's like you're using like 2 at once, which is very, very nice, right? And then again, all the other hail stuff, Hasty Hail, etc., right? Again, her kit is totally fine, usable at 1 out of 5. It just gets, you know, much more expanded at 3 out of 5. And can fit a bit more rolls than just a standard nice buff everything unit, right? That one's red, just because his main like damaging move, Blast Burn's pretty good at 1 out of 5 already. But he doesn't get like really good until you get the 3 out of 5, where you could pick up both Solar Flare 5 as well as on top of Haymaker. That actually, you know, that's when you make him really nice, because Haymaker plus Solar Flare 5, that's a really nasty sync nuke over there, right? You also got Rejuvenate, which is cool, but generally not like a huge deal. Also Speedy Sun 2, that's another good one, right? That's another really good node. Let's see, moving on, what else? We got, I guess, Singsu Leaf. It really depends on how you want to use her, right? At 1 out of 5, she's fine as like just a Toxic Stall-ish unit. For the most part, you do get your 1 potion MP refresh. But at 2 out of 5, you do get Mega Healing, which is also really good. Again, if you're trying to stall, right? 2 out of 5, you still get like a lot of the stall stuff. But at 3 out of 5 is where you get like the damage stuff, right? You get your Toxic Power 5. You get Relentless up here, right? You got your Potion Master Healer 2. Yeah, so 3 out of 5 for Singsu Leaf is really good. Next, let's whoops. Moving anything yet? Ice Steven, I'd say, again, generally fine at 1 out of 5, but like you have a lot of multipliers locked behind 3 out of 5, because again, his main function is just set to hail on sync, which you could do at 1 out of 5, but at 3 out of 5 you get most of his multipliers, right? Stuff like well, not just multipliers, but stuff like Hasty Hail, which is really good, especially for, you know, because when you're running Ice Steven, you're most likely going to be running him for like another hail damage dealer, so the extra speed is definitely really good there. Double Down is cool, right? Freezer Burner could be decent now with a Leon that has a Holiday Leon, right? That has a crazy chance to freeze the opponent, which is really nice now. But again, most of your multipliers are present at 1 out of 5, right? Your Harry 2, whatever, right? All that stuff. You get like a lot of that stuff at 1 out of 5, which is generally, again, fine. He's fine at 1 out of 5, right? Alder's another one. He's kind of like Gardevoir, except he actually has like a multiplier on his Hyper Beams, right? And plus, he does have a better sync. Granted, he also not a mega, right? So you do have both Overpower and Devastation. But again, as a Hyper Beam spamming unit, at 1 out of 5, the Hyper Beam, like straight up damage, is already really good. But you do get, again, these 2 multipliers at 3 out of 5 over here. So that's always nice to have as well. And you get most of the stuff already at 1 out of 5. His grid is generally not that great, but you do have the sync move multipliers for N, right? At 3 out of 5, you get the Static Shock, you get your sync move power-ups, a lot of those. Clear-headed if you want to do outrage stuff, I guess. But yeah, that's basically it for N. What else? Rabombi, if I remember correctly, it should be another Master Healers at 3 out of 5, I think. Yep, there's a Master Healer at 3 out of 5. Master Healer 1 on Leech Life, 3 out of 5. There's another Move Gauge Refresh on Leech Life at 3 out of 5. Which is definitely really good, right? But again, most of your kit at 1 out of 5 is generally sufficient enough. Moving on, we have the Big Y Bird. The Big Y Bird, if you're trying to use him for dealing damage, which he's not that good at dealing damage, but he can at 1 out of 5, right? But at 3 out of 5, you do get a lot of really good stuff. Stuff like Aggravation on Dark Pulse. Yeah, both Aggravations on Dark Pulse. Healthy Buffer 5 if you want to, run him as a tank as well. HP Advantage. Sharp Entry is nice in certain situations. Harry too, right? So you do have a lot of decent nodes, like a lot of, I guess, more so situational nodes that you get at the 3 out of 5 with Lysander, right? That can make him fit more roles than just a regular flying type damage dealer, right? Who doesn't do that much damage? Moving on, I have Leon. Again, already a really good damage dealer at 1 out of 5, but you do have the burn multiplier at 3 out of 5, right? Burn synergy 3, which is extra 30%, which I generally think is worth going for. All right, you have a healthy super hit, which is cool as well. Scorching Sink, extra 50% on your Sink. Yeah, very good unit. Another one probably would be Marnie, right? Marnie, you basically have your damage dealing capacities already at 1 out of 5, just because Power Trip is broken, right? But if you do want to run the Sync Nuke Marnie, you do want 3 out of 5 because you have Static Shock up here, Inertia down here, right? You also have MP Rekindle for if you want to, make Battle a little bit easier with Marnie. Super Preparation 4, right? Have Super Effective up on your Sync Nuke as well. Let's see what else. The Ralladon, again, he's already a pretty solid damage dealer without the rest of his grid, but he does have some really nice multipliers at 3 out of 5, I'd say. Stuff like Tough Cookie, right? Really good. You got your sand stuff here, both sand stuffs. So yeah, Duraludon at 3 out of 5 would be really nice as well, even though again, he's already a pretty decent damage dealer at 1 out of 5. Maxie and Archie over here, right? Both are definitely already solid, not even solid, already like insane damage dealers at 1 out of 5. But they both really have good grids as well, right? Most of their 3 out of 5 stuff would be unlocking their secondary coverage move, right? Kyogre being Thunder, Groudon being Solar Beam, right? You have all your Thunder stuff over here. You have 2 Move Gauge Refresh 3s. You have Paralysis Energy over here. You got Raging Rain 5 over here, right? Got some other stuff. Super Rain 4, 50% for super effective op every other turn, or every time you use a move is insane, right? And yeah, you got some Shower Sync stuff, Shower Power for some of your Sync stuff with the weather, and then Groudon's basically the same stuff, right? Except for Solar Beam for the most part. What else? Oh, Emmet. Again, he's same as Duraludon. Already really good damage dealer at 1 out of 5. But at 3 out of 5, you just get a lot more other stuff. You got the Crit Strike 2 on Stone Edge, which is nice. The healthy power-up's not terrible. Not a huge fan, though, personally. You got Sand Sink, so you could get Sandstorm yourself as well. Sand Blaster 5 for your Sink. So, yeah, Aggravation on Rock Slide if you want that. A really good damage at 1 out of 5. Gets better at 3 out of 5, basically, right? Ingo, he does most of his stuff already at 1 out of 5. But he does get some extra really nice buffs and extra tools if you do get him to 3 out of 5, right? I think? Oh yeah, no, the MP Refresh is at 3 out of 5. The MP Refresh 3 out of 5. Pocket Sand is nice, right? Quick Cure is always nice for a tank. MP Refresh on Potion is good too. Also, the Master Healers do come at 2 out of 5 as well, so if you're worried about that, 2 out of 5 for him is definitely not bad either. Moving on, Leon Eternatus, that should be another one. Let's see, Dragon, Eternatus, again, mostly fine at 1 out of 5. 3 out of 5, you just get that extra Eternabeam plus 100, which is nice. Your Sync Nuke, Inertia, Power Flux 3 is not bad either, so yeah, Sharp Entry in some scenarios you might need that. What else? Aerodactyl, that's another one. Again, fully capable damage dealer at 1 out of 5. Just gets, again, much better at 3 out of 5 with stuff like Crit Strike, right? He also has Surging Sand 1. Haymaker's the big one, his Sync Nuke, right? So he does have some of that. Moving on, what else? Let's see. Oh, Luzamine, again, completely breaks the game at 1 out of 5, but 3 out of 5, she does have a lot of her extra sync stuff, right? Which is nice. You have your hide and sync there, brain sync 5, double down 9, crit strike 1. Again, good stuff, but again, like 1 out of 5 already completely breaks the game. What else do we have here? This Leon, I'd say. He does have that really nice AoE freeze already at 1 out of 5, but 3 out of 5, you do get that extra chance with Cold Snap 1 over here. You also get some stuff like Heavy Hail if you like that. Ramming Speed on Glacial Lance is definitely nice as well, right? He's more, I'd say he's more closer to needs 3 out of 5 rather than fine at 1 out of 5. He is like fine at 1 out of 5, but like his 3 out of 5 is just really good. Extra damage boost, again, the extra chance of freezing the opponents, right? AoE freeze is always going to be nice, right? What else? Maybe Hilda, right? Hilda's kind of like, again, blue over there. She's fine at 1 out of 5, but again, 3 out of 5, you have stuff like Ramming Speed, you have Towering Force, right? Which are really nice multipliers for sure. Fast Track 9 is pretty good as well. So, yeah, anyways, moving on to the units that need 2 out of 5, but don't really need 3 out of 5. We have Comfy over here, right? Comfy, which is a support. Comfy, basically, you just get like the Master Healer stuff at 2 out of 5, if I remember correctly, right? Yeah, you get your extra Master Healer at 2 out of 5 already, so you don't really need one more. Yeah, I don't really need anything past 2 out of 5. And the other one is Hilbert. You get most of his multipliers at 2 out of 5, right? You get his Insult to Injury over here. You get Haymaker over here at 2 out of 5 as well, right? Your Standfast nodes for Double Edge. At 3 out of 5, it's like really whatever, like First Aid, sure, if you want. Super duper effective one's not that good, right? Okay, Crunch on Rolls is nice, but it's not anything necessary. Units that need 2 out of 5 but gets much better at 3 out of 5. That's stuff like Steven. He has his he has the, if I remember correctly, Aggravation at 2 out of 5, right? Or is it Haymaker's already at 1 out of 5, that I know. Oh, Recuperation is 2 out of 5. Aggravation is 3 out of 5. Honestly, I think I kind of want to move into 3. I don't know. Yeah, let's move in 3 out of 5. Nah, he needs 3 out of 5. Because again, you want the Recuperation, you want the Aggravation here. You want the Sync Move power-up nodes. Yeah. Also, Bullet Punch Eagle Eye as well, right? In certain situations would be really good. What else? That's something else down there. Jiggly Lyra? She has a lot of multipliers at 2 out of 5, right? I can't remember all these units, man. I'm trying. Yeah, Rude Awakening's at 2 out of 5. Well, I guess that's the big one. Am I missing anything? Oh, Move Gauge Refresh is really good because she's super slow. But yeah, you do have Rude Awakening. Oh, Good Nightmare 5. Wait, Good Nightmare 5 at 3 out of 5? I thought it was 2 out of 5. Never mind, she's not 3 out of 5. No. You want her at 3 out of 5. Never mind then. Yeah, you want her at 3 out of 5. Who else needs 2 out of 5? Oh, this guy. This guy, you need him at 2 out of 5. Yeah, you definitely need him at 2 out of 5. Because or else you can't max your team's crit, right? Because you have the, to the top MP Refresh 3 is locked behind 2 out of 5. On top of some other great things. And 3 out of 5 gives you, like, the rain stuff, right? Your Refreshing Rain, Raging Rain 3, if you want to run him in a rain team, because he's definitely incredibly powerful in a rain team, right? I personally, the best place, in my opinion, to run him in is in a rain team. He's just so good in there, right? What else? Let's see, I guess Cynthia? unless I'm remembering the wrong unit, and she should be at 3 out of 5 as well. I wouldn't doubt that if that happens. Proud Synergy 2. Oh, high fives at 3 out of 5. Yeah, no, high fives at 3 out of 5. No, you want her at 3 out of 5. You get Paralysis Synergy 2 over here. You get the second clanging skills, move gauge refresh. Get high 5 1 over here, right? Yeah, you want her 3 out of 5. Let's see, is there anyone else in here? Oh, Palatine Serena. She has her inertia at 2 out of 5, right? Yeah, inertia at 2 out of 5. Inertia's at 2 out of 5. All right, so you definitely want her at 2 out of 5. 3 out of 5 would be nice too if you want, overpower for some, solid DPS on top of the good nuke, right? With Paralysis Synergy 5. But her nuke is at 2 out of 5, so you definitely at least need 2 out of 5. Burgundy is fine at 2 out of 5 as well. He gets, like, if I remember correctly, like half his healing kit at 2 out of 5. And then the other half is at 3 out of 5 or something. It's super weird. But yeah, you get the second mass heal at 3 out of 5. Second MP refresh at 3 out of 5. But you at least have one set over here at 2 out of 5. So there's that. Vigilance over here. Wait, Vigilance? Yeah, Vigilance is over there as well. I don't care. Don't really care. Don't really care for these as well. All right, yeah, it's just half of the potions at 2 out of 5, half of the potions at 3 out of 5. So depends on how bad you want the potion stuff, right? Or otherwise, I guess this kit could be accessible at 1 out of 5. Oh, no. Happy Colors at 2 out of 5 as well. Yeah, no, Happy Colors is a big one. And Pure Fresh. What else? Reshiram? I think his synchroning multipliers are at 2 out of 5, right? Yeah, pecking order. Well, at least one of them is. Yeah, you at least want one of the synchroning multipliers, but again, obviously, you want both. But you'll at least get one at 2 out of 5, so, yeah. Moving on. Let's see. How about Caitlyn? Where's Caitlyn? There's Halloween. Caitlyn, I think, should be fine at 2 out of 5 as well, right? Let's see, because you mainly just want her the MP refresh, right? Yeah, it's such a scam, and move gauge refresh. Yeah, you get her MP refreshes at 2 out of 5. Pep Rally at 2 out of 5 as well. 3 out of 5, you get stuff like Flabbergas, which is like cool. Healthy healing, which is like cool, but again, not like a make or break issue, right? First aid. Yeah, you got good stuff, but none of them are like a game changer. Ice Q? Maybe Ice Q. Let's see Ice Q. Because I think you have Hail at 2 out of 5, right? Hail NPR. NPR 5, in fact. Or is that 3 out of 5? Where's Hail? Oh, no, it's over here. Yeah. Hail and Pure Fresh 2 is at 2 out of 5. Hail Pep Rally's at 2 out of 5, right? Power Snow Hostile Environment. Yeah, a lot of good stuff. Speed Skating, I think it's also, Speed Skating also at 2 out of 5. Healing Hail's at 2 out of 5. And then 3 out of 5, you do get stuff like Super Preparation on Hail, Ice Plow, right? You get your, like, multipliers at 3 out of 5. I almost kind of want to say, yeah, no. Okay, here's the thing. If you just want her as a Hail setter, 2 out of 5 is fine. But if you want her, like, to be, like, a Sing Suit Leaf-ish kind of character that could also do damage on top of setting the weather, you want her at 3 out of 5, right? But it's kind of like Sing Suit Leaf. Like, you, realistically, well, you want both of these at 3 out of 5, but because it completely changes their, the dynamic of the unit. But it's not the biggest deal in the world if you keep them out, 2 out of 5 / 1 out of 5. They perform different functions, just. All right, what else? I think that's most of them. I guess the rest of them are all 3 out of 5 gang, right? Seabald, you get all the sync new multipliers at 3 out of 5, basically, over here. Right, Crochet 2, all that stuff. Rising Tide. What else? Champion Iris is basically useless unless you have her at 3 out of 5. Right? You get all the multipliers at 3 out of 5. Where is it? Pecking Order, right? Devastation. I like Reshiram. Reshiram at least has like 1 at 2 out of 5. Cynthia, you have all her multipliers at 3 out of 5 as well. Surging Sand, Ramming Speed, all that stuff. I think it is, although I haven't checked Cynthia's for. Let me just double check. Surging Sand, Ramming Speed, yeah, and the move gauge fresh onto Earthquake, all that stuff. Sharp Entry, yeah. Nothing wrong with that. Keldeo has her big Sync Nuke multipliers and stuff at 3 out of 5, basically. Over here, right? You have your Inertia, your Tough Cookie at 3 out of 5. Brute Wits at 3 out of 5 as well, right? You definitely want 3 out of 5 for her. I think he's also a 3 out of 5 guy. Most of his multipliers, right? Banette, yeah. Pecking Orders up here. Overwhelm with Shadow Sneak is up here as well. Power Posture, they're all at 3 out of 5. Scorching Sinks at 3 out of 5. So yeah, that poor guy as well. May, I'd say, I don't know. May could also be fine without, but she definitely does have her she has Ramming Speed at 3 out of 5. As well as I think maybe not 3 out of 5, but she does have Ramming Speed at 3 out of 5, right? I'd move her down there. Fine at 1 out of 5, but 3 out of 5 is really, really good. What else? Do we have over here? Togekiss. Pretty sure most of her multipliers are at 3 out of 5 as well, right? Let's see. Rising Tide, there it is, right? Ramming Speed, all at 3 out of 5. Team Lucky Entry 3 out of 5. Dirty Fighting 3 out of 5. Acerola, most of her multipliers are at 3 out of 5 as well. You're gonna hear that a lot because that's basically what most of these boil down to at the end over here, right? Oh no, she is the MP refresh. She's the MP refresh, right? Because she has like quick moves and all her MP refreshes are at 3 out of 5. And stop hitting yourself as well if you care about that. Fusion Synergy is nice, I guess. Intentleon over here has the stuff at 3 out of 5 as well. I'm a bit tired now, but we're almost done. Ramming Speed, right? Super duper effective, etc. That's a 50% multiplier straight up. Although again, if you want to downgrade her to like here as well, it should be fine, right? Either one works. Marnie has her big Sync Nuke at 3 out of 5. Alright. Marnie and the Grimmsnarl, the other Marnie. Yeah, you have Overpower up here, Devastation up here. First Aid's here as well if you want to tank with her. Super duper effective there, quick tempo. And Leer, his big multipliers. I mean, yeah, sure, he's fine at 1 out of 5, but like, he has a lot of stuff at 3 out of 5 though, unlike a lot of the other units. Right, he has his Rising Tide up here. Right, Fierce Bronze up here, like a lot of stuff is up there. I'd say you want her at 3 out of 5 as well because you have ramp up right, on X special attack, so that's the only way to actually max. Well, it's not the only way. The other way is just to get MP refresh on your trainer moves, or you know, your MP refresh on your trainer moves, which are very unreliable. Obviously the more reliable option over here is just to go for ramped up on Steal Yourself, so you can make sure you can max out special attack on your teammates, as well as stuff like, you know, the Moongate Refresh 9 on Absorb being a very, very slow unit. That definitely helps. Mind Games 4 over here. Team Charge Tank. Catalyst. And last one, this guy, Guzma. He has the extra physical up at 3 out of 5. His Haymaker should be at 3 out of 5 too, right? Yep, Haymaker 3 out of 5. Super Victory 3 out of 5. Yeah, there it is. Tenacity. That's the extra one. At 3 out of 5. Fuzzy Strikes at 3 out of 5. And then Confused Synergy on Dynamic Punch. So anyways, alright, in terms of like priority wise, right, it's basically just the stronger units, right? Although there are like certain situations where like maybe some units need a bit more, but we're just gonna, because again, there's too many dimensions to this, we're just gonna rank in terms of strongest on the left side, and then maybe the not so, you know, great ones on the right side, right? So starting like between these two, I don't know, they're both really good. It's just, I'd say red, right? If you're struggling with master mode, I'd say red. If not, then maybe Dawn, right? In terms of these, I'd say definitely the Master Fairs right up here. If I could move them, hello. Yeah, Groudon, these guys, right? And then what? Oh, Ingo is definitely very good afterwards. Ingo, then you got the Leons, the Reds, the, you know, whatevers. This guy as well, right? These two, the two Rock Blasters. It's not like a one-to-one, just like a general sense, right? I'm not gonna like say, oh, strictly this one's better than that one or whatever. You know, just I guess general categories, right? What else? Then you got stuff like Marnie, Leon, right? Duraludon, etc. Really good units. Oh, there's okay too here, and although N I wouldn't say it's like a huge priority because like you don't really need the nuke. So rather your Ball Strike's still really powerful, right? Leon, well, the other Leon, I guess, in this case. Hilda as well, very nice. And then stuff like these guys are kind of whatever, right? Again, Rosanto might be a bit more urgent if you really just need her on like a hail team or any specific scenario where you'd want that extra +2, right? In terms of these two, I mean, it's only 2 units, but I do think Hilbert's a bit more useful, right? It just has Dark type damage dealer, and then also Erica. Sycamore basically does what Erica does for the most part, right? Or at least most of it, not everything, but a lot. In terms of these guys, yeah, I definitely have Berg, Blastoise, right? These are probably a bit generally better units. N's pretty good too. They're all really good. Obviously, the Lear's the best of the bunch. I'd say, okay, yeah, I think Ice-Q's a bit more. I do think Berg's a better unit, but Ice-Q kind of needs it a bit more just because, or else you don't get any of the damage stuff, right? Yeah, something like this, I guess. As for the top row, it's definitely Jasmine. She's pretty much clear-cut the, well, I wouldn't say clear-cut the best unit here because there's also her as well. But yeah, these two are, you know, definitely among the best units up here, right, for sure. And they got Summer Marnie, who's really good. What else? I don't know, the rest aren't. The rest of these aren't. Oh, Champions is not bad, right? The rest are kind of all not good, unfortunately. Togekiss is okay. Steven's okay. Garchomp's okay. Oh, this guy's pretty decent as well. You're not that great. Both of you guys aren't that great. Something like this maybe, right? Is there anyone who really needs it a bit more urgent than anyone else? Not really. I guess Champion Iris, just because like again without her grid, she's basically worthless. She's not like worthless. She does have like, it's just a completely different unit, right? Without that, she just straight up doesn't do like any damage at all, right? Without that, she's just a Snarl, Breaking Swipe, Double Dropper, which, if that's what you want her for, you have Getsus, who's free anyways, right? Yeah, I'd say Champion Iris needs some priority. She's again without the grid, not very useful. But anyways, that's for this one, I guess. Hope y'all gentlemen guys think in the comments down below. Like, share this video, subscribe to our channel for some more Pokemon Masters content, and I'll see you guys in the next one.